So I want to start by kind of talking about what every given week of chemistry will look like. So some of you guys are new, some of you guys are old. This should be pretty business as usual for you old folks. But let's just remember, on a normal week, so normal 5-day week, Mondays and Tuesdays will always be new content lectures, okay? So it's new content lecture. There's always 6 points of lecture questions on Monday and Tuesday. Now, when we are remote, like right now we're remote, these lectures will be recorded videos, okay? So today's kind of special because it's the first day back. But normally, you would just watch a lecture video and answer the questions afterwards. When we're blended, Mondays and Tuesdays are always live during your period, okay? So it's always a live lecture during your period, whether you're remote or in person. Now, Wednesdays, those are your practice days. So those are the days where we always meet live, okay? So whether it's remote learning, blended learning, you always are coming to class live on Wednesdays. That's where we review the stuff we learned on Mondays and Tuesdays, okay? And so we're doing lots of practice. I'm calling people out by name to answer questions. So I'll be like, all right, Billy Smith. I got these popsicle sticks with everyone's names on them. And that's how I take your attendance. That's how I get your participation points, all that stuff. Thursdays are always going to be lab days, okay? So when you're in person, you're actually doing a lab. When you're at home, you're watching like a video of some type of lab or demonstration or experiment. So this Thursday, you guys are just going to watch a video of a demonstration. I'm probably going to film it with Miss Bay and Dr. Yates, the other 2 chemistry teachers. So it should be pretty fun. I think we're going to light something on fire. Don't hold me to that, but I think there's going to be some sort of fire. Anyways, in a normal week, all lecture questions, so that's your Monday and Tuesdays, and your participation points, they're due on Thursday. The reason why all this stuff, Monday through Wednesday stuff, is due on Thursday is so that you have it done before your quiz on Friday. So Fridays, you will always have a quiz or a test. So if it's the end of the unit, it'll be a test, but most weeks will just be a quiz. And they're always due at 1:30 p.m., okay? They're always due at 1:30 p.m. Because that is the end of the regular school day. Now, especially for you guys who are coming from WVA, I'll be a little bit more flexible. I'll try and give you more reminders like, okay, hey, Billy, 1:30 is the end of the day for Friday quizzes, that kind of thing. So if you have a bump in the road or a goof up here and there, I'll be really flexible with you guys, especially these first couple of weeks. Are there any questions right now about the weekly schedule, about how we do things? This should be pretty familiar for most of you. I'm pretty good. Okay, great. Now, the next couple of weeks are not normal weeks because next week we have Friday off, so we don't have a full week. The week after that, we have Monday off, so we don't have a full week. So it sort of shifts our normal weekly schedule. So next week, because we don't have school Friday, your quiz will be on Thursday. So normally quizzes are on Friday. Your quiz next week will be Thursday because it's a weird week, okay? And I'll remind you guys of that next week, but just telling you now. The week after that, we don't have school Monday, so that means you're going to have one less lecture, that kind of thing. So again, normally that'd be a lecture day, but everything's going to be kind of shifted one over because no school on Monday. All right. So now I want you guys to get out 2 things. I want you guys to get out your Unit 5 packets and your periodic tables, okay? So this is the first page of your Unit 5 packets, and you'll also need your periodic tables. If you are new and you haven't printed off a packet yet, you need to make sure you get that printed off. Or talk to me at the end of class or shoot me an email. I have printed off copies for you. I will put your name on it. And I'll take it right to the front office so you can come to the front office here at North and pick it up whenever you want, okay? So if you have printer issues or you would just prefer to come pick a packet up instead of having to print it off yourself, just let me know and I'll have one in the front office waiting for you, okay? So anyways, we're going to do a little bit of review of the stuff that we were working on right before break, which is atomic structure. First thing I want you to do, there's an argon problem. So if you want to go down a little bit to this problem right here, I want you guys to change this number. It says 18. I want you guys to cross that out and make that a 20. That's one little typo I want you guys to change. So when you guys look at the answer key later, you'll see that this is already changed, okay? And you can worry about that later. So I'm going to do a little bit of review. I'm going to bug some folks. Let me see here. Who can I pick on? Hey, Enders, I'm going to pick on you for a few questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. Can you tell me the charge, mass, and location of a proton?
Protons have a positive charge. They
Yep.
have a mass of 1 AMU, and they're located in the atom, or in the nucleus.
That's right. Nice save. Really good. Okay. What about neutrons?
Neutrons just don't have a charge. They also have a mass of 1,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the nucleus.
And electrons?
Negative charge, no mass, and they're on the outside, so like on the rings.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Really good. Nice, Enders. Okay. Let me see who else I can pick on. Let's see here. Hey, Ben Mitchell, are you with us?
Yeah,
Hey, what is with the full atomic symbol, what does the A stand for?
that's the mass, I think.
Yep. Nice. What about the Z?
That's the number, I think.
Yeah, the atomic number.
Number.
Or you could say the number of protons, they're the same thing. And then what number do we always put in the top right here? What number is that?
I don't remember.
Let's see here. That's
Oh,
okay.
no, that's charge.
Charge. There you go. Nice. That's why we're reviewing, because I'm sure we all got some rust. Yep. Charge. Okay. All right. So using this information, and let's not forget, these couple of equations are pretty helpful. So the mass of any given particle is going to be the protons plus the neutrons. It's only protons and neutrons because they're the ones that have a mass of 1. Whereas the charge is going to be protons minus electrons. Neutrons aren't really involved in the charge calculation because they don't have a charge. And it's protons minus electrons because electrons are negative, okay? So we're going to do the first couple of rows here, and then we're going to move on. Just make sure we kind of remember how we're doing with things. Who do I want to bug? All right. Hey, Craig Lowe, you with us?
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, so we're looking at bromine. What is the Z of bromine?
35.
Yep. Atomic number of bromine is 35. Love it. Okay. So what other number is automatically 35 once you know the Z?
Number of protons.
Yep. Those two are the same thing. They're always the same thing. Nice. Hey, Nathan, this particular bromine has a mass of has 45 neutrons. So what is its mass?
80.
And where did you get that number from?
35 plus 45 equals 80.
Right. Love it. Okay, and then the full atomic symbol, I'll do that. Bromine symbol is Br. Okay. Its mass is 80. A little hard for me to write. 35. And then, hey, Nathan, I don't see anything that says charge. How do I know what the charge is of this bromine?
The difference between the protons and the electrons.
Okay. So do I do 36 minus 35 or 35 minus 36?
35 minus 36.
Why do you subtract the electrons?
Because electrons have the negative charge and protons have the positive one.
Love it. And so what's the charge of this guy?
-1.
Love it. Really great work, Craig Lowe. All right. Hey, Aurora Bell, I want you to do the next one. You with us?
Yeah.
Great. Hey, Aurora, let's see here. This particular particle, we don't know what it is, but it's got a Z of 16. So what element does this have to be?
Sulfur.
Love it, because it's number 16 on the periodic table. Okay. Now, let's see here. This particular sulfur has 18 neutrons. So what is the mass of this sulfur, Aurora?
34.
Yep, and that's protons plus neutrons. Hey, Aurora, why does the periodic table say sulfur's mass is 32, but this one's 34? What's the deal?
Because this one is an isotope.
It's an isotope. That's right. So if you guys look at your periodic table, sulfur's mass is listed as 32.06. That's saying that the average sulfur is about 32, but this particular one is 34. Okay, this number 16 because protons and Z are the same. Aurora, how am I supposed to find out how many electrons we have?
Well, over on the full atomic symbol, it says that it has a charge of -2. So it'd be
Okay. So what do we do with that?
you would add it to the number of electrons it would normally have, and to get 18 because it's negative because it has more electrons.
Nice. Another way you guys can look at that, so you're like, if you use this charge equation, okay, so the charge is -2. I know I have 16 protons, so 16 minus what is -2? It would be 18. All right, if I finish this off, sulfur symbol is S. This particular one has a mass of 34 and an atomic number of 16. Okay, so that's that. You guys can do as many or as little as these as you need. Keep filling this out until you feel really confident that all your rust is gone from atomic structure stuff. Let's do one of the problems on the back real quick. All right, now who do I want to bug? Hey, Mr. Pate, are you with us?
Yeah.
Great. So let's just do the problem on the left. This is on the back page. What is the atomic number for Fe, iron?
26.
You got it. He's getting that from the periodic table. And if this one's neutral, how many electrons does it have?
26.
Okay. All right. So I've got a couple questions for you, Brandon. How do I fill out this chart? Like, do I go from top to bottom, bottom to top,
Bottom to top.
bottom to top? How many electrons can each one of these circles hold maximum?
2.
Okay. So I got 26 spots. And then how many electrons do I put in each circle at a time?
1.
Okay, all right. So I got 26, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then do I put 5 and 6 right here, Brandon? Is that correct?
You do like 1 in each one, and then you come back.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I fill them up 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I got to get to 26, so 21, 22, 23, 24. Notice how I'm doing all these separately until I have to pair them up. So that's 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, and then here is 26. So, Brandon, what is the electron configuration going to be for this as you read this chart?
So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, and 3d6.
Love it. Really good, Brandon. Nice. Thank you. And for those of you who are a little rusty or you might be a little new to this, what he's doing is he's reading from top to bottom. So he starts by reading 1s, and he just counts how many electrons are in the 1s. So he says 1s, and then how many electrons are in there? He says 2. So that goes as a little exponent. And then he says, or not an exponent, as a superscript. So you see how this 2 right here is written above, like that. And then he says 2s2, and then in the 2p, there's 6 of them. Then 3s has 2, 3p has 6, 4s has 2. And then 3d all the way at the end, it has 6 electrons, so we write 6. And so the answer key to this whole thing is on Schoology. So again, just to remind you old students and to show you new students, if I go to Schoology here, here we go. So if I go to your Schoology page, Honors Chemistry, if you go into the week 18 folder, so that's this week, January 4th through the 8th, click in here. If I go to the Tuesday folder, first day back. So here's how you got to class. You use this code. The surveys, we'll talk about that here. And here's the answer key to the worksheet we're just working on. Okay, so you can do a couple problems. You can check a couple. Again, I'm not going to collect this answer key ever or this worksheet. It's not for points or anything. This is just for you to get warmed up, shaking the rust off. And so the answer keys will always be provided for worksheets in class. And so here's the answer key right there. So if I'm coming back to my smartboard, does anyone have any questions currently? Are we all feeling pretty good? Anyone stuck? Need any help with anything? All right, we're in good shape. So if I want, we're going to do a little coloring right now, or You don't have to do it at this very moment, but I'm going to explain to you guys a little coloring we're going to do with the periodic table. So I want you guys to color your periodic tables 3 different colors. These colors should be kind of light so you can still read all the information. You don't want to like if I were to color in zinc here with like a dark purple, okay, if I color it with too dark of a color, see how I can't really read the information under there anymore? So you want to avoid that. A lot of people use highlighters to color, but you want to pick 3 colors, whatever you want. And there's 3 sections, okay? So this section in yellow, these are going to be nonmetals. So that's kind of everything that's to the right of this line. But please be careful. You also want to color hydrogen with your nonmetal color, whatever color you pick. So this guy right here is a nonmetal. We don't know what it means for something to be a nonmetal. We haven't talked about that yet. That's going to be tomorrow. But I just want to get you guys a colored periodic table to help yourselves out. The metalloids, there are only 7 of them. And they're these blue guys. That's the color I chose right here. So they're kind of right next to this line. And then after you color those first 2, everything else should be your 3rd color. So those will be metals. So most of the periodic table is full of metals. So some people will color with highlighter. Some people do like an outline kind of thing. So they'll be like, okay, I don't want to color everything. So maybe I'll just put like a green outline around this instead of coloring each one green. So that way I know. So you do you. I'm not going to give you guys time to color right now because you guys can do that on your own. But if you have these colored going into class tomorrow, that'll make your life a little bit easier when you watch your lecture video, okay? And again, for those of you guys who don't have your periodic tables yet, please print that off tonight or email me, bug me at the end of class, like, hey, Mr. Pilcher, I need you to put one in the front office for me, and I can make that happen, okay? So we'll get back to this more tomorrow, but this is just a little precursor for tomorrow's class. And let's see here. Okay, so for the rest of this week, here are the things that you're going to need to do. So tomorrow, you're going to watch a lecture video. So this is on Wednesday. And then you're going to have lecture questions, which are worth 6 points. Those are due by Thursday, the latest. On Thursday, you're going to watch the lab video. So on Thursday, you don't have to do any questions. You don't have to turn anything in. You just want to watch the video in the Thursday folder. And then Friday is going to be our first Unit 5 quiz. It's going to be over a little bit of atomic structure stuff, what we were just working on. And then the lecture video for tomorrow. And that will be due at 1:30 p.m. on Friday. It's 1:30 because that's when the school day is over. So for you old students, same as always, 1:30 on Fridays. That's how it's always been. You want to make sure just to check your email once a day. Since this week is a little strange, it's the first week back and it's not a full week. Just make sure you check your email once a day in case you need any information from me or I want to give you guys a heads up, or I might email you guys a reminder like, hey, Mr. P, don't forget to finish this by Thursday, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Okay. So now I want to talk real quick about how you guys are going to get a free 10 points today. You guys are going to fill out 2 surveys here in a minute. Okay. So I'm going to explain them to you. The first survey is a self-assessment. It's worth 5 points. Okay. So this is where I'm going to ask you questions like, okay, hey, how did first semester go? Could you have done better? What habits did you do that you want to repeat? What are new habits you want to form? Stuff like that. It's really designed to kind of make you think about how things went and what you want to do as a student to have a good second semester. And by the way, for those of you guys who didn't answer my survey before break, the last question is about your favorite song. So make sure you answer that so I can put it on the class playlist. So when we're back in person, you can hear your favorite music. The second survey, which is worth 5 points also, is it's not an assessment of yourself, it's an assessment of me, Mr. Pilcher. This survey is 100% anonymous, okay? I will never know what you personally said on this survey. So if you want to be like, Mr. Pilcher's jokes are whack and he smells funny, I don't like him, like, I'll never know who said it. But all jokes aside, I made it anonymous so you guys can be as honest as possible. Because I ask on there, like, okay, what can Mr. Pilcher do better? What is he good at? What is he kind of bad at? What are some suggestions you have? So that way you guys don't have to be like, oh man, he's gonna be so pissed if he knows this was me. I'll never know. The only thing I get is I'll get an email or my survey tracks your email. So I'll know who answered the survey, but I won't know what you said. So your email never gets attached to your answers, if that makes sense. But I'll know if you answered the survey or not. So that way I can double check your 5 points. So if I go on Schoology here real quick. So here's where the surveys will be. They're on the Tuesday folder. You click here. So if I go to the preview, it's going to look like this. So there's just one question. It says use the links below to answer my surveys. They're 5 points each. So you'll click here for the self-assessment. You'll click here for the anonymous one. And then when you're done, make sure you actually answer, hey, I filled out both surveys, so you can get your 10 points. And then you'll just click submit and you're good to go. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to check in with each one of you. Those surveys are due at 11:59 on Thursday. I would do them right now.